In today's Community Corner, we're shining a light on a heartfelt initiative that honors our veterans with dignity and respect. The Idaho Veterans Wreath Program is dedicated to placing wreaths on the graves of veterans during the holiday season, ensuring their sacrifice is remembered and celebrated. We're joined right now by Parker Harger with So Good, and he's also a board member on the Idaho Veterans Network.
That's correct.
Okay, so tell us about this network and how it began.
Yeah, so it began several years ago when a lot of the veterans were going to OIF in Iraq, and when they were coming home, there was a lot of personal issues and guys just not feeling like they were connected again. And so it started out as a peer-to-peer where veterans could come once a week and then just have somebody to talk to. And then that Idaho Veterans Network of veterans kind of grew as needs began. So if someone needed childcare, we would look for someone for childcare. If they came back and they needed a house, we would look for housing. And so the Idaho Veterans Network is just a collection of a bunch of veterans in the state with resources so that you can go onto the Idaho Veterans Network and honestly really look for anything that you need, and you'll be at least coordinated to someone that can help you.
That's beautiful. So it's a community. It's a supportive community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and these are services though that you'd need help being able to fund and provide, right?
Absolutely.
So you're doing this through this really great kind of wreath program. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Idaho Veterans Wreath is new this year. There was a national one that put a wreath on every grave. We have about, we're coming up on 7,000 graves at the Idaho Veterans Cemetery up at Dry Creek. And so what we're going to do this year is Idaho's going to take it over. We have our own website, idaho-veterans-wreaths.org, and we're going to take over the wreath program, and then any money that's left over is going to fund the Idaho Veterans Network. So we believe between about $100,000 and $150,000 will be left over after we get all the wreaths placed and everything like that. And then all of us on the board are all volunteers, so no money is going to go to that. And then we're going to put it into a fund. So if you have a DD-214 and you have a need in the state of Idaho, let's say you need a wheelchair ramp, transmission goes out in your car, we're going to be able to fund the Idaho Veterans Network with the portion that comes from what's left over after the wreaths are put down.
Okay, and the thing too with this wreath program is that this keeps the money local in Idaho, impacting Idaho veterans directly, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably the biggest thing. It's the thing I'm most passionate about. I'm a Marine Corps veteran, born in Idaho, and so though there are veterans at the VA home that go to Walmart once a week for needs, and sometimes they'll tell me, hey, I don't have enough to buy this, socks and razors, and they're on a limited budget. And so when I see that, I think there's got to be some way to help these veterans. And we as the community, there's a lot of ways to help. But one of the nice things about this is it's going to fund money right into that network without changing anything that already existed. The Veterans Wreath Program has been around for several years. We're just going to take it over and keep those funds and resources in Idaho.
Okay. And so how can those watching then be a part of this? How do they help with some of these funds? Yeah,
so obviously the biggest part is getting started. We kind of need to buy the wreaths before they're bought on the website for the veterans. So, if we can have people donate, come in and, give a little bit of a larger donation to at least get us started with getting the bulk of the wreaths. That way, as they begin to get purchased, we already have them. So go to the website, idaho-veterans-wreaths.org, and just check it out. There's places to purchase a wreath. We have options, so you buy one for $17, two for $30 kind of thing. You can do a reoccurring, and then come out and be part of it. A lot of the families still, their significant other, they're still in the community, but there's a large portion that don't live here anymore. And so what's beautiful is that you can take that wreath, you can read the name plate, and you can recognize that veteran and not have their name not be said.
And that's the goal of this wreath program too, right? It's kind of that beauty of that remembrance, that legacy still lives on through people remembering them. And when you lay that wreath, that allows that kind of significance, that acknowledgement, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it's so great for the community. You go out there, you get to see, a lot of times you can kind of see what the person did, what branch of service, and just recognize and honor them. And then we're going to almost kind of double dip in that we're going to take any funds left over, and then any veteran that's, that's living here in Idaho that needs some support, we're going to take that and do direct support for them. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Right.
Because you're honoring and remembering those that have passed, but then you're continuing to support those that still remain in our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and need us.
Yes.
Need our support. Okay, so Parker, again, where do people go?
idaho-veterans-wreaths.org. and that has all the information. It talks about when we're going to put them out, and then just look for it. You know, on the website you can see the dates that we're going to put them, and just come out and do it, because it's really amazing to just kind of be part of it. It's just from an aesthetics, it's beautiful to see all those wreaths and, you know, perfectly lined markers. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful and moving. Thank
For
you,
sure.
Parker. Greatly
Thank you.
appreciate it. Everyone, stick around. More to come here on Idaho Today right after the break.